We got a great interview with us today. Who do we got with us, brethren?
Yes, we got a great interview. We're so blessed and honored to bring you such wonderful and anointed and powerful ministries through this platform. And this is another great one. This is a gentleman who is blessing people all over the world named Frank Legree. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Wake Up Morning Show.
Praise God. Welcome. Thank you so very much for having me.
First of all, let me just start off by saying, what part of the country are you in?
I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. ATL.
ATL, yes.
Man, let me just zoom in on you because I'm gonna have to talk about you.
You can talk about your
Okay.
sanctified
Yeah.
being.
Okay. First and
Not
foremost,
about sports, please.
you in Atlanta, the ATL.
Yes.
Yeah.
If I was to come to Atlanta, because I've been there many a time, but if I was to
Okay.
come to Atlanta, what would be the best place in Atlanta for me to get some vegan chitlins?
Vegan chitlins. Well, my daughter just turned me on to a place called Miss Betty's over in Little Five Point.
Uh-huh.
Man, they brought that chicken up. They brought chicken, but they also have, I don't know if they're going to have vegan chitlins though now, you know.
Okay.
I've never heard of vegan chitlins though.
He
That's
hasn't
a new
either.
one for me.
Now, see, he always be starting stuff.
I'm being nice today.
He should know that if I say there's vegan chitlins, I
Right.
want everybody who's listening
Right.
to look up the
Mhm.
word vegan chitlins,
Right.
and you will
Mhm.
find them on there.
I know we've talked about it.
You know,
Really?
just like I tell them that not only are they vegan, but they're kosher at the same time.
Right. Now, what about
Oh, boy.
Hattie Mae's? Hattie Mae's is a place I've been
Yes.
researching.
Yes. Actually, again, my daughter, she just left to go back to Rockford, Illinois, last night. But they went by there. They love going to different restaurants and trying things out. And
Right.
they told me, and I have been looking for a place that can fry some chicken
Yes.
because these other places are dropping the ball, man. I mean, I come from I'm from Florida, Jacksonville,
Uh-huh.
that area.
Uh-huh.
My aunt every Sunday after church, boy.
Okay.
Come on.
We
Okay.
love chicken
It's
too,
great.
though. You and I love chicken too.
Okay. So, now I'm going to zoom in because I got a beef with you, brother. I got a
Yeah.
beef with you because
Oh,
you said
Lord.
Jacksonville,
Oh,
Florida.
Lord.
Yes, sir.
Brother, I came down to Jacksonville, Florida. You remember that they had a hotel downtown and it was called Jackson Inn?
Jackson Inn.
It was an old Hilton, but it was bought and it became a Jackson Inn. And when
How long ago was that been?
man, it's been a good 20 plus years.
Well, I left there. I was in Japan 20 years, and
Okay.
then I left Jacksonville in the 70s. I left there in
Okay.
1970.
Okay, so this was after your time.
Yes.
This after your time. But I want to let you know,
Yeah.
man, that there was a place that I went there and I had to speak. And they said, oh, we're going to put you up in a very nice hotel. I should have known when I was driving in.
What street was it in?
It was downtown. It was downtown.
Downtown?
Yeah, I should have known that when I was driving in and I looked over and I saw Action In because the J was out.
Yep. Missing number.
I knew then that I should have turned around and went back to the Sheraton and Omni.
That was the
Now,
sign.
I'm going to ask you this question. But then they told me that they had the best barbecue. They had the best barbecue in the city. And they took
Okay.
me to this place that had orange barbecue sauce. And they said it was a mustard base. And I said, Father Jesus, I
Was
don't
it
know
Jenkins?
what's going on. But,
Jenkins?
huh?
Was it Jenkins Barbecue?
There you go.
Yeah, Jenkins is the bomb. I mean, that's from a kid. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to tell you that Jenkins didn't win me over. I had to wipe off all that sauce and just eat the rib by itself. I got that white bread, just wiped off all that mustard sauce and said, I need more red sauce.
I hear you. I hear you.
Right.
Well, you know, everybody overdo it sometimes. You know, you're supposed to just add a little mustard, just to give it that
kick.
thing. You know, you don't overdo the mustard.
Well, man, I feel now that we like cousins now because we done shared some experiences together. So let me ask you this. How did you get into the music business and become this recording artist that people are talking about?
Well, started in 1964. Played football during my early years from in New Stanton Senior High School. Played halfback, and when football season was over, the coach said, "Y'all going to Glee Club." I'm like, "What? I ain't going to Glee Club, coach." Yeah, you going to Glee Club, Jap. They used to call me Jap. So I went to Glee Club, and it was during the time we transitioned right into the Christmas season where we would have to go and carol at the
Yes,
mall, which is
yes.
so embarrassing for a football player,
Right.
a jock to be singing. We just didn't do that in the 60s. So I just won Mr. Atlas. I was like bodybuilding the whole deal. Anyway, long story short, that bug hit me, man. And you know, my father has been a musician all his life. He was actually, I'm gonna mention that because it was in my blood and didn't realize that was the calling.
Hmm.
Uh, I actually sang with them at the mall, then from that point we entered a talent contest, and we actually won the contest. Friends of mine in my neighborhood said, "Man, let's go enter this contest. Name our group Soul Explosion. Let's go and imitate the Unifics, Temptations." We studied My Girl, and we won the contest. And
Wow.
them girls screaming, I was done. 1964, that was it for me. And from that point on, I started to just continue to rehearse, and the bug was on me, man. We rehearsed and did shows, talent shows. From there, I went to New York City, and after I graduated high school, and walked the streets of Broadway during the time before it was Polydor Records and all
Hmm.
other
Hmm.
record labels, and I knocked on doors and got with a group, and it just went on from there. Purple Haze. I won the CBS talent contest, and you know the singing was the scary thing. There was a group called The Invitation. Billy Jackson was in Brooklyn back then. I was around all those guys, all those people like that. So it started from there.
So, what moved you to Japan? Because you mentioned that you lived there for 20 years.
Well, my son lived in New York City, Brooklyn. Fast forward to like 1990.
Hmm.
Uh, and he kept telling me about his barber had a brother in Philly that had a group, and they were good. And you need to check my dad. You know, I said, okay, son, I will. Will I meet him? Finally, I met the guy, and when we met, we clicked. He said, man, let's go to Philly. Let's hang out. Let's go to Philly, meet my brother, and I'm going to introduce you to him. I went down. We drove to Philly, which is about 90 miles from New York. Uh, Drove there, man, and went down in the basement and sang "Stand By Me" with the girl that was in there. They fell in love with me. I fell in love with them. We started doing shows in the Woodlands, Atlantic City, Caesar's Palace,
Wow.
uh, and from there, that we transitioned to the Disney boat, the big red boat. Started singing. We did that for 3 years. Got fired on the ship because we wouldn't let them use our equipment.
Wow.
They fired us.
Hmm.
The ship caught on fire, and the room that we were doing Legends in Concert, John Stewart's, and they needed to do their show, and they said, well, you know, we need to use your equipment. And those guys like, nah, man, you're not doing it. Long story short, they said, well, okay, you're not gonna let us use it. Okay, well, they went on and did what they had to do. When we got back to Florida, Cape Canaveral back then, and they fired us. We had nowhere to go. Call our agent, and they said, well, we got a gig in Japan. Y'all want to do it? It'll be like about 6 weeks. Oh my God, nah, man, I don't want to go to Japan.
Right.
No, no,
Right.
I hate it. I do not want to go to
Right.
Japan.
Right.
Finally, we all decided to go. We got our passports, did the thing. Got to Japan, got to Roppongi. I had never seen Japanese with dreads, man. This place looked like time. I lived in New York, so I knew what Times Square looked like.
Right.
This was the replica of Times Square, but it had every international type of person you would ever. It was. It blew my mind, but I
Wow.
hated it. I hated it. I did not like Japan.
Hmm.
And finally, we and the food. I didn't like sushi and all that, man. I was like, man, I like this half raw food and
Right.
the whole deal.
Right.
The music, but the people loved us. They loved reggae.
Hmm.
Couldn't understand a word we were saying, but you mess up a lyric, and they look, eh?
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
So they,
So,
mm,
so I got to deal with this rumor. Rumor
yeah.
had it
Uh oh.
that when you got fired off the ship, that
Mhm.
y'all didn't go quietly. Y'all whooped a couple of people before y'all left the ship. I just need to find out
Yeah.
if that's a true rumor.
Uh, we didn't, but man, I tell you, we really felt like we needed to do something because that was really kind of crazy. After 3 years
Right.
of being their number one act, they had no problem saying bye bye.
Okay.
I
because
think it
you
was
said
meant for you
Yeah,
guys.
yeah.
I think it was meant for you guys
it was destined.
because it pushed you guys
Destiny.
to get out of your comfortable
Oh,
position.
God does what He do, man.
Yes, he
He
does.
he yeah, He just do
So,
what He
so
do. So.
here's the question I want to ask you, my friend. You know,
Mhm.
going to Japan,
Uh-huh.
and
Mhm.
I hear that over in Japan that that you have to request toilets, and if you don't actually request the toilet in the room, that you might get the place where it's just a hole in the ground. Is that true?
Man, let me tell you something about that.
A hole in the
They got
ground.
these little when I back in the '90s when I got them, they've come up since then. But man, in the '90s they were still like refusing to transition into the modern world, and they had these toilets that were like in the ground that were ceramic, and you squatting, man. I'm like, what? What? But hey, look here. But then if you had to do what you had to do, there was a point where you had to go on and conform to that. But
Wow.
yeah, they still, and to this day, they still. I've actually lived on 300-year-old grounds, and I've been to temples of 1,000-year-old temples where I've been invited and toured and did things in Japan.
Hmm.
I did TV. I was on commercials. I did all types of things there. So I was exposed to the culture, man.
Hmm.
If I had my way until my wife contracted lupus in 2012,
Hmm.
I would have never. You would have never met me unless it would have been in an interview from Tokyo because I love Domo Arigato gozaimasu. Tokyo. I mean, my name was Jap from high school, and then I go to Japan. Now, how prophetic is that?
Right.
That one of my friends started to call me Jap. I hated the name, and it was because I had the Oriental chinky eyes and all that,
Hmm.
and they picked on me
Right.
about that, and that became the thing that I wound up being Japanese. I love Japanese. My Japanese name was it Yama, which is a mountain. Yamaguchi was my Japanese name. Yamaguchi.
Wow. So
Frank Sama.
so you got incremented into the city, and
Yeah,
you started loving it because you initially hated it,
I did.
but it
But I
goes to
love
show.
Japan is beautiful, man. That is a paradise.
It goes to show
I
if you
recommend.
allow yourself to enjoy things and not,
Mm,
because you know how we are. We're so used to certain things and accustomed to certain things and ways
yeah,
that we don't allow ourselves to open up and to enjoy the world because it's so much outside of the U.S. and our own particular
yes, it
cities.
is. You got to, as an entertainer,
Yeah.
as a musician, as an
Hmm.
artist,
Hmm.
as a person. Just these young people. There's more in this world than just where your surroundings. And
Yes, sir.
in order to expand your horizon and to really understand your culture, even appreciate. Did you know that in order to become a samurai, you had to have African blood? That you cannot be just Japanese. You had to have African blood because the Africans were considered warriors. Hannibal, when they invaded Japan, of
Hmm.
course, they invaded Sicily and other places,
Hmm.
but they also were in Japan.
Wow.
Yeah.
So growing up, who were some of your favorite gospel artists?
Wow. Let's see. Ah, man. How can I? Let's take Mahalia Jackson, of course. That was who we got the Soul Stirrers.
Oh
My uncle
gosh.
he's been a quartet singer for almost 70 years. Well, as
Wow.
long no, yeah, about 70 years.
Wow.
Um, Gospel quartets, the Soul Stirrers, I remember them. Uh, oh man, there was so many. Oh, oh God, it's leaving me
Sam
the
Cooke.
names, but there were
Sam
a
Cooke.
lot of
Woo.
names that influenced me back then.
I thought you was gonna say Andre Crouch because Andre Crouch was
Uh,
so broad that
nah.
the Japanese everybody ate his music
Oh,
up.
now in Japan, Andre, yes. Oh happy day.
And Edwin
We had
Hawkins.
the three songs that you had to sing as a gospel singer in Japan was
Mm-hmm.
Amazing
Mm-hmm.
Grace, and you had to know Oh Happy Day,
Mm-hmm.
and what was the other one? Um, the song Joyful, Joyful Lord, we adore you.
Yes.
That one.
Sister Act.
And then, of course, that was the new age. They started to really love gospel music. So as a male, I had to sing the full song. They ain't care that Lauryn Hill and all of them. They wanted to hear that song. I had to take the track and do what I did, and I learned to sing female as well as male parts.
Right.
I suggest any young singer,
Yes.
or any entertainer, or any person that's entering into this art, learn more than just one type of genre if you want to continue your craft and to get paid and compensated for it and to earn a living.
Yes.
If you just want to just do a hobby, okay. Learn every genre. I did big band, I did jazz, I did R&B, hip hop. Any genre you name, I can sing it.
Well, I want to know. I got three things I want to ask you. First one.
Yes, sir.
Can you yodel?
That's one of them.
Okay, I have a question. Can you yodel?
Well, why you
I have
always
a
gotta
question.
be?
Can you yodel?
Why do you always gotta be nice, nasty? I just asked him. He said he wanted everybody to know more genre.
There you go. There you go.
Thank you, brother. I'm just, he.
Whatever. Look, I'm yodeling on radio.
That's all right. Yodel for Jesus.
I want you to know it's okay. I asked the brother to pray this morning, and he started praying for peace and justice for all. And then it went from no justice, no peace. So he acted up today, but it's okay. Here's my next question for you. The beard. Did it come before pandemic or during pandemic? And how do you keep it so moisturized? What type of berries and juices do you use?
Well, actually, I just did the full thing, but I've always had the beard, man. Wow, that's one of my signatures from, you can date me back when I was 26. When I was with my group, Fruit Band, we recorded a song called If You Feel It, Say Yeah. And if you look at the black and white photo that we did, we got a recording deal with Cypress Records. And I was actually, I had a beard then. I've always, that was just, as long as I could been growing one, I could actually grow it. I've been growing it, and that's been since I was in my 20s. And now I'm 69 now.
Okay.
Wow.
What? And you look like you're in your early 40s.
40s, yes, for real.
So let me ask you this question. This is a rumor. This is a rumor, so I just need you to clear the rumor.
Get ready.
The rumor is that when you met your wife, you did a Billy D type thing. You know how he went up there and Mahoney said, "You gonna let my hand fall off?" But I heard that you sung her up out of your seat and she proposed to you right on the spot. Is that true?
No, not Jesus. Quite. You almost got it, man. Are you a prophet or what?
Go on, tell the word.
When he's on.
My wife is an apostle of the gospel. But in the beginning, she came up under Ann Nesbitt back in Rockford, Illinois, traveling with her from 4 years old. Came to Japan in 1997. As I was the leader of this little trio we had. We needed a female vocalist. They sent her there with that gospel look and long dress and all that mess. And I said, man,
sanctified.
I said, what are y'all sending me? And she said, well, this is the singer you're going to be using. And I'm like, no. First off, she got to cut that dress a little bit. She's going to have to get some nails and put some hair and she had to just do a whole nother makeover. And she looked at me like, no, this is what right. So she tried it.
Right.
But I went to the agent and I said, I'm not doing it. And y'all got to let her go. That was, before she said, she woke up one night, she said, and she came to work the next day and said, you're trying to fire me. I said, what? I said, no, what are you talking about? She said, I had a dream, you're trying to fire me. I said, and from that point, she was a prophet. She knew God already told her that I didn't want her in the group. So, I said, listen, if you can learn 10 new songs, redo your look, and learn these songs and come in right, maybe you got a chance. Believe me, she did that. Came back, man, and after a while, this woman had us dressing the way she wanted us to dress. She changed our whole look. 6 months later, I proposed marriage to her.
She was sanctified.
Oh my God! This was a spiritual hit woman. God sent this woman. I was like a rock star player, women in the whole
He
deal,
wanted a
man.
hoochie. He wanted a hoochie
I
to be
knew
in the bed.
yes, I did. And guess what he sent me? He sent me a Holy Ghost filled.
Sanctified.
She did not play with all that other. She said, "Hey, well, if you want to do that, go ahead on. But if you want to deal with me, then deal with me. But if you want to go, it's okay. Go ahead." And that messed me up because I'm used to women just falling at my feet, man. I was like, this woman is resisting me. So the hunter got captured by the game.
And I think God used her.
22 years later, we've been married 22 years now.
If you had let her go, God would have probably let your band fall apart.
Whew. Man, God bless my brother Harry. He passed away in the ocean. I don't know what happened one day. The best swimmer in the world, but one day he went in there and never came out. That hurt us. But he and I and my wife were the trio that went on for about 10 years.
Wow.
Doing what we did. He was in love with her and secretly wouldn't tell me. But I wound up stealing her from him. I really didn't even like her like that. I really didn't. And then, okay, later he passed away. But he was so influential, and he was actually one of the guys in the group Tiamo out of Philly that we traveled to Japan together. Mm-hmm. So it's a whole connection here.
Wow, what a
But my wife right now is a prophet. She's involved heavily into this ministry. Mm-hmm. She's not singing now at all. She doesn't care to sing. She just straight. One day she called me. She said, "Frank, I'm not coming back to Japan." We were making about $20,000 a month. Wow. And she said, "I'm not doing it." I said, "What? Are you out your mind?" She said, "Frank, you can stay, do what you do, but I'm not eating the king's meat no more. I can't do it." I said, "Huh?" And she stuck by that thing, man, and went on. She said, "I need you to send me to Bible college in Rockford, Luther Bible College, and I need to continue to study theology because I want to become a minister. I want to do ministry."
Wow.
I'm like, So now that was almost 15 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah.
So Deacon Frank.
Yeah. Hey, hallelujah. I'm telling you, she sure changed me, man. Look at here. I'm telling you, I was straight up rock star. But now, man, I'm a Bible. Everything about me is about God. I go through this. I work for UPS. Every morning I go in and have prayer meet with several.
Come on, preacher.
I walk around praying.
Come on, preacher.
I pray.
See, I knew that. I knew that there was a change in your life,
right?
When you start talking about fried chicken.
Yeah.
You know,
hallelujah.
You see that gospel bird just came all the way out in you. So let me ask you this question. When you see and you look at your wife and you think over your time together, what song comes to mind?
I know I've been changed. I know I've been changed.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
Come on, you better preach it.
She turned me around, man. The places I used to go, I don't go no more. I don't smoke cigarettes no more. I don't drink wine. I don't do nothing that I used to do. And I thank God I had to make up my mind to do this.
Yeah,
but
right.
My wife
right.
was so influential in
right.
everything that I've done.
Even your beard looks sanctified.
Well, you know what? My baby gave me the stuff. My daughter, the oils and all that you're talking about.
Yeah,
she did that.
Well,
she did that.
You know, one of the things I think what I'm really loving about this interview is how you are celebrating your wife.
Yes.
And you're saying, look, I was making $20,000 a month. I was a rock star and
I was
everything.
running the streets.
But you look like you are more happier now than you were back then.
I am, you know, and I call these my, I'm just getting started. I'm 69 years old and I'm just getting started.
Yes.
When I was in my 40s and back then, I opened shows for Melbourne Moore, OJ's. I did the whole thing, man. We were dressing rooms and whole deal.
Right.
But now I'm back here. I'm a lead singer in a corporate band, wedding band. Mm-hmm. We sing we sing for country clubs and stuff. I'm happy doing that, being home with my wife. If I go out, but my thing now, I want to influence the younger generation, everybody else, to prepare them that when you get to be my age, you better have some benefits going on. I'm getting ready to go right now. I got about 3 minutes to get in there and be on time for my UPS job.
Right.
And you just gotta know that you gotta be able to have some stability. You cannot think that music's going to do it for you, because it's God's will, of course.
Right.
But you gotta be prepared for the opportunity.
Right.
If the opportunity comes. Now, I've been blessed to be able to, that I'm in my 60s and I'm still singing lead in a group, and they will not have it no other way. I don't care what. They're like waiting on me. Frank, are you okay this week? Are you
Wow.
If I'm sick, it's the two girls that are singing with me. They're like, we can't do this if you, Frank. And then they'll say, all right, guy, who's there? He ain't you.
Wow.
But hey.
Well, Frank, because
What
we
a
know you got
blessing.
a short period of time, I just want to say that if you ever need a backup and somebody to sing backup for you, don't look my way. Look over at him, because he's the one that got the vocal cord. Can you introduce your song for us? And we're going to play it right here. This has been the best interview in a long time.
Awesome,
I
man.
want you to come back, and we got to do some more when you got a little bit more time, okay?
Thank you.
Tell us about
I
this
would
song.
love to come back. The song is called Love's in Need. It's my friend Stevie Wonder, which were in Japan. We were good friends. Not good friends, well, we're still good friends. But when I heard the song and I thought about it, I thought about the things that were going on. I saw my daughter protesting during the summer, and all the things going on with the injustices in the world, not just black and that, just the world. And I said, wait a minute, love's in need of love. So I did a video with that also, where it shows where atom bombs are blowing. We're playing with a lot of stuff here that we need to come together and pray, man.
Come on.
My uncle got a song he gave me called We Need to Pray. But this song, Love's in Need of Love Today. Right now, we need to love each other. And I just want to let everybody know that it's available. T-shirts available, which I got on here now, my Love's in Need T-shirt. You can check me out on IG, Frank_Legree. FrankLegreeMusic.com is where you can find me, or just type my name in, Frank Legree Legree, and you'll find everything you want to know about me.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first from none other than Frank Legree. The song is called Love in Need, right here on GOD Radio 1.com.
.com.
Let us all pray that